Hello and welcome to Exit Tickets, where we're going to be making and taking different ways to create exit tickets. So welcome again, and feel free to let us know if you're joining in the chat. And here is kind of today's plan, and I'm going to throw the slides into the slide deck or into the chat. So let's see here. Okay, here they come. So exit tickets, they empower teachers to quickly kind of assess their students and to see where students are performing. So teachers are, again, able to quickly see where students are. And based on that information, they're able to kind of make data-driven instructional decisions based on those needs. Exit tickets should be pretty fast. They should have between maybe 3 to 5 questions. It's not like a super long test. It's going to be quick, easy for students to kind of complete, fast for you to grade. I usually graded them right in front of my students. And today we're going to be using Google Slides, Canva, and maybe Jamboard. And so for our agenda today, we're going to learn different tips and tricks on creating these exit tickets. We're going to make an exit ticket, and then we're going to take exit tickets. So that is the best thing about make and takes is we get to create, but then we also get to take what has been shared by the community. So the first thing you want to do is you want to determine your standards. And sometimes you might create just like a generic exit ticket template. So again, it could totally be based on your standards where you might use it one time. You might also make it so where you kind of rinse and repeat. You use that exit ticket over and over again, which is kind of great as well. You can also just kind of make it general. What did you learn today might be one of the questions that you could ask. And then you can reuse that exit ticket and students can fill it in as needed. Step number 2 is designing that exit ticket. So again, here are some ways that you can create exit tickets. You can make it digital or you can make it on paper. And so with those, you can do a Google slide. I usually did Google slide and then I would print it out. And I usually did like half sheets so I could just cut them real quickly and then I could grade them really quick as well. Canva is a great way to create exit tickets. Jamboard, just on a piece of paper. If you have a piece of paper, you can kind of design your own exit ticket. Also, maybe using Google Forms or Google Classroom. So again, there's so many different ways to design an exit ticket. And again, it can be digital. It can also be just a paper and pencil. And when we give feedback to our students, it's really important to give them feedback. There are some links on slide number 5 over here that you're able to access. So for an example, giving students feedback, you might use stickers. So having digital stickers, and we did a fun make and take session on stickers. And if you go down into the description, there is resources on how to kind of create your own stickers. We walk through it in the video, but also on the last, well, not the last slide, but close to the last slide, slide number 11, there is a sticker book, and you can see all of these really fun sticker books that we kind of brought back from the 90s. So we had some fun creating different stickers, and stickers are a great way to give feedback to your students. So you can kind of see here, there's a bunch of different ways that you're able to give stickers. And so you can kind of decide what you want to do. And we learned how to create different gifts as well, along with just kind of creating just standalone stickers too. But again, like this one, great start. So that could be a really good sticker that you could put. Something's missing, right? You're a smart cookie. And then you can just copy and paste these different stickers onto your students' exit tickets to give them feedback. I also like to use stickers when I saw common errors. So when I saw multiple different misconceptions, I could create a sticker and then I can reuse that sticker for every time I saw that error in my students' work. So for an example, maybe a student had something missing from their answer or they needed help with transition words. And so I could add this sticker right onto their Google slide or whatever they were working on to say, hey, you're missing your transition. And then my students can use that sticker to fix their mistake. And so after stickers, giving video feedback. So just using maybe Screencastify or Loom, I can quickly record myself, tell my students how they're doing. Also using just audio, so like a Mote or something like that, where I can record my voice and leave audio on their exit ticket. But one of the best way with exit tickets, because they're so quick, is I would usually leave about 15 to 20 minutes at the end of my class period. Students would complete the exit ticket and then they would work on something independently. So, like a digital program, or maybe they would watch a video for the next day, something where they're able to pause and conference with me. Those conferences from those exit tickets really helped my students improve. And so, here are just some ways that you could do that. The first one is just setting up like a waiting room. I've seen teachers just use these clips where students will grab a number. And then as you are ready, you'll call those students up and you're ready to serve those students. So again, students can grab one of these clips, and as they're waiting, they can keep working, and then I'm able to call them up. So I might do that first if they had a question on their exit ticket. That might be one way. Another way, as I'm collecting those exit tickets, I usually had a spot in my room, like a basket. And on that basket, I would quickly have students, first they would rate themselves. So let me see if I can pull up that resource. But first they would rate themselves of like 1 through 4. And after they rated their self on that exit ticket, I could kind of see what bin they were in. And I could decide, like, okay, I am ready to kind of see the kids that think that they mastered it. I'm going to grade those real quick. If they're good, I don't really need a conference with them. If I see a minor mistake, I might need a conference with them. And then if I saw like a large mistake, I might conference with them. So I could kind of sort it by that. I could also sort it by small group as well. And so as I was grading those tickets, again, I was able to call up students because their names were on their exit ticket, and I could quickly kind of decide or highlight off the spreadsheet that, hey, I have conference with this student, or exit out of that tab, whatever I needed to do. Okay, let's see if I can pull up the bin. I think I called it bin. And so with the bin, what I did is I just had 4 different colors of bins. And you can kind of see here. 1, I'm lost, please reteach me. 2, I'm a little confused and need some clarification. 3, they would let me know that they have, maybe, they're almost there, but they might need a little bit more practice. And then 4, they totally understand from their peers. So I'm going to share this resource in the chat as well. But again, if you don't want to do physical bins, I sometimes just had my students write that quick check on their exit ticket, so that way I could check in with them and I was able to kind of quickly see where all of my different students were at. And then I will also add that on the slide deck under feedback. So with the bins, after I kind of did that, I was also able to set up like a classroom queue as well. So again, students were working independently. And Classroom Queue is a really cool website if you have not seen it. And what the students do, it's kind of like the paper version, but students are able to grab a number. They wait for me to call them, and then I'm able to call them up. So right here, I'll put this in the chat for you. You can go to this link. Once you go to this link, so I'm going to go as my son. You just type in your name. So your students will type in their name. They'll hit OK. And when they need assistance, they're able to click this button. So again, I would kind of have maybe this up during that independent time at the end of the class where I'm conferencing with students, checking in with students. And if somebody needed help during that time, they might be able to click this button. And I can see that AJ needs help. And I can also see that AJ is able to cancel this on his end. He's also able to write something. So like he might say restroom. Well, AJ doesn't really need to wait in line to use the restroom. So then I can just say, AJ, you can go. And then I can cross him off my list. But again, Classroom Queue just made it a great way for me to monitor those exit tickets as they were coming in, and to conference with students that might have needed extra support during the lesson. This gave them a time to conference with me as well. And then a sign-up sheet. So with the sign-up sheet, what my students were able to do is I could put different topics for like mini lessons that I was going to do. And so with this one, it's kind of on a project that we were working on. But again, I can change these to whatever I needed. And I could say, if we were doing fractions, maybe it was the student is struggling with denominators. The student is struggling with adding. The student is struggling with simplifying. I can then have the student sign up, or I can have them signed up based on those exit tickets. So as I'm going through and seeing the common misconceptions that my students are having, I can put them in these small groups. Once I have that information, I can pull them the next day to conference with them, to meet with them, to give them a mini lesson on what they missed from that exit ticket. So that's one way I was able to use exit tickets to drive my instructions. And again, some days I had students try to sign up and see if they could figure out what category they needed help on. Or I would, again, just have my exit tickets in front of me and I would put students' names in these different boxes, and my small groups are ready to go for the next day. And then again, very similar, but just it's in a Google document. So right here, it's the group. And then I could just put my students' names in if I didn't want to use a spreadsheet. But similar way of doing this, students can either come in and sign up. Everybody has edit access, or I can be going through my exit tickets and I can sign up my students myself. So let's go ahead and let's start creating. So right here on slide number 6 is the paint bucket. And now that we have the paint bucket, I'm going to share this in the chat just in case you need the link, but this is where we are going to be creating. And there are already a ton of exit tickets in here. So we are going to, again, be creating in this slide deck. As soon as my computer loads, here is the comment coming in. And with this, we are going to, again, create some exit tickets. Before we get creating, though, I want to show you some really cool examples because I've done this session a couple times that people have created, or I've created a part of this session just to get our brains thinking and getting them kind of on the right path for creation. Just a reminder, you're able to pause this video at any time that you might need to. And you are also able to come back and create with us. So if you want to create while I'm talking, that's great. If you are like, I need to pause or I need to create after I hear you talk, that's fine too. So whatever you need is good. Just kind of realize that you're able to either pause or create alongside of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some examples. So right here, we've got the emoji exit ticket. With this emoji exit ticket, I kind of adapted this from Ashley Holcomb, who we love at Gold. And with her exit ticket, she used this for a staff kind of emoji check-in. But what happens is right here, you can kind of see the template. Students will pick an emoji and then write 3 sentences about why they picked that emoji for their learning. So they're going to go in, they're going to decide, okay, why did I pick this? And how can I maybe improve, or what 3 sentences remind me about why I picked that for this learning? And then again, the directions are here. And that's what's great about these is you are able to kind of create and design just by using a template as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else. The next one, there we go. This again, I adapted it from this Google screenshot. I think I found it on Twitter. And someone, I think, sent it to me and they were like, hey, can we make this? So again, it just was a choice board for students. And so what we did is we went in and we recreated this exit ticket for students. So again, it was that assessment choice board, and Students could decide how they were going to demonstrate their knowledge. So you can make it a choice as well. This other one, again, I adapted from Twitter because I had so many things already created that were not kind of like linked to this idea that I was like, oh, this would be great for teachers. So this is kind of like a teacher choice board where teachers will go in. They're going to have all of these different choices. And then based on those choices, I would suggest making like 3 choices. So you might have like a whole board of choices, but give your students only 3 because again, an exit ticket, you need it to be quick. You don't want your students to sit there and think and think and think forever about what they're going to do. And then you can kind of see here based on all those choices is like a separate slide for directions. And if you haven't seen AutoCrat, that can be a really great exit ticket, or not AutoCrat, Auto Draw. And so with Auto Draw, students are able to use this fancy, you can see how many times I play it and I forget to clear. Let me clear my canvas first. But students can go to Auto Draw and they can just kind of quickly sketch what they learned. If they use this magical marker with like the sparkles and they just start drawing like that, it's going to say, did you mean fish? And then they can kind of fix their drawing. Again, like you can kind of see my computer's really lagging. I need to start it over. But then they can kind of keep drawing and then they're able to make those connections to what was taught in class that day. They're also able to go in and they can just draw. So this one will not change their drawing. They can add text if they want to. They can fill with a different color. They can add shapes. And they can also change the color on their auto draw. So many different options for students, and then they can move it around. And then they can make like a diagram. They can make this smaller or bigger, and then they can explain and make connections to what they were learning. So auto draw can be a fun way. And again, that's one of the choices on this choice board right here. And then again, it can just be general. So like maybe what stuck with you, or what's something that you wish you could happen differently, and what could that be? Maybe here it's students that are kind of doing a reflection where they're looking over problems that were maybe incorrect. They're trying to solve those problems, and then maybe they explain using a screencastify or note video. This one again is using auto draw. This one's just asking the questions, why do you think that? Here students are putting words, wonder, and right. This is a great activity as well. It's an Edu protocol. It's thin slides where students might add one word, one image, and one slide to the learning for the day. And then you have like a huge slide deck from your class of just all of these different examples. I believe Greta made this one. So again, thin slides can be a great way too. This one I think was from Greta as well, with it's a glow and grow. Also, if you guys are creating, please make sure you put your name in the speaker notes. I want to make sure I give credit to the right person. But right here with the glow and grow, students put something that might have gone really well and then something that they can grow or learn upon. This is another good one where students will have 2 different choices to pick from. Song of the day. This is kind of using, we call them edu reps, but they're math reps really. But I like the term edu reps because seriously, this can be used for any subject. You can change the song of the day. You can change the pink little dots wherever you need to, and you're able to quickly adapt that exit ticket every single day. So it's more like spiral review. Also, I know we're talking about exit tickets, but they can also be entrance tickets. So these could also be used for the start of the day as well. This one's a teacher reflection, maybe using like a Frere model. So again, here are some of those edu reps that you can kind of see where you might just change one thing every single day for students to do. There's a couple of those. There's a convince me that. This one is a how are you feeling by Ashley. So again, we're kind of seeing all of these really cool examples that you're able to, again, take because it's a make and take. But because we are probably going to take, we also want to create so that way we can give to those that have spent the time to create. So let's go ahead and let's start creating now that we've seen some other ideas. Real quick, here's that example where I have created just like a blank generic Google slide. and then I just added my numbers here. So instead of having my students turn it into a basket, because that might be kind of embarrassing, they just color in which circle and where they're at with their understanding. And I might just have those bin numbers up on the board somewhere for them to see. All right, let's see if I can find my mouse. There it is. All right, so again, so many great examples. Go ahead and go to the bottom of this slide deck or add a blank new slide. But there's another example that I created, and let's go ahead and start designing some exit tickets. So again, if you're going to take one, please create because then you're adding to the slide deck. So add your name in the speaker notes. And let's think about what we want to create. First thing we said was, do you want to create based on a standard, or do you want it to be maybe just kind of generic? So I think I'm just going to kind of do a generic one for today. And with today's, I'm just going to kind of maybe just, let's see, what do I want to do? I do want to just do generic so I can kind of keep reusing it with my students. So the first thing I'm going to go to is insert, and I'm going to do word art. So if I go into insert, I like to go to word art, and I'm going to write exit ticket. I'm going to do all capitals. And then I'm going to just change the color. I think I'm going to just use black. I've been in like a black and white mood lately. Okay, and then of course I'm going to change the font. And again, if you go up to more font, you can sort by and filter by different areas. I'm going to go to trending today, and we can see all of these different, oh, this one's kind of fun, trending fonts that are happening. And once you select one, the blue check means it's going to be in your area, like in your box. That one's fun too. If it's not checked, then it's not in your library. So there we go, exit ticket. Now that I've got my title, I am ready to maybe add some questions. So I'm just going to I think I might just do a table. I like to use tables so that way everything is completely even. Today I learned ... I may need more practice with ... And I have a question about ... Okay, so again, this one is just generic, and I might kind of use two different exit tickets with this exit ticket. I might do two like content questions, maybe on fractions, and then I might put this on the back where my students are kind of self-reflecting. So I do like to do that as well when it comes to exit tickets. Okay, I'm going to go back into more fonts, and I want to get that other font that I really liked. There we go. Yes, that one. Okay. And then of course I want to pick like now a fun color palette. Now with this, I do want to maybe make my border a little bit black and a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to type in here, let's see here, back to school color palette. And let's see what's there. Oh, this one's kind of fun. So then I'm just going to use my eyedropper extension. Again, this is in the Chrome web store. And I'm going to grab that red color. And I'm going to copy that hex code. And I'm going to put it right in my box. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here. Grab that yellow maybe. Copy that hex code. I think I'm going to make the yellow the background. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to get that blue color. And then I'm copying this hex code up here. So love that eyedropper extension. It makes it super easy to grab different colors and to use. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that white down here. And then I just, oh, not that color. I'm going to do white. There we go. And then I'm going to grab that last blue color. Okay, so now that I've got my color scheme for my exit ticket, again, I could make this black and white where I might print it, or I might use it so that way It's digital, so I could have my students do it either way. And then I'm going to center it. Okay. So there is one way that you could make an exit ticket. Again, I just used the table. I used some word art. I changed the colors. And then I just added 3 different questions into that box for my students to do. Another thing that I might do if I'm trying to print this is I like to go to File and then where it says Print Settings and Preview. I might duplicate this slide a couple times, or I can just kind of play around in this area if it will load. It should be coming. But then I can play with this and I could put 4 on like a page and then I can quickly print them and then cut them. So that could be another way that it might be taking forever because there's so many slides in this slide deck. But that could be a way as well for you to print things too. So you might duplicate that slide 4 times and then you might have it so you can cut 4 of them and then quickly give them to your students. So I've done that as well. So I'm going to try that again just to see if it will work. But again, I think I might have too many slides to where it might take a minute to load. So maybe I'll just open up this tab while that's syncing. Okay, so that again is one way to make it in Google Slides. So pretty quick and easy to make different exit tickets. And again, I like to rinse and repeat using exit tickets because then I'm able to reuse them over and over again. Sometimes I'll just make like a template like I showed you before with that 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. And I will then just hand write in these boxes the content that we're learning about. I might have my students write the learning goal, or I might write it real quick and then print it off after I have my one template. So I would just kind of have a bunch of these blank templates at my desk, and then I could just quickly write them in, go to the copier, print them out, and it was ready to go. So once you have your design ready, or if you want to kind of change your design and come up with something that could be really fun, that works as well. Okay, so now that we have created in Google Slides, yeah, it must be too many slides. We're going to go over to Canva. One way that you can kind of do this in Canva is you can just type in exit tickets. And what's cool about this is Canva is amazing. And look at all these already created exit tickets. So you could go in, you could customize, or you could use exactly what they have. Like here's a 3, 2, 1. So again, they've got a couple of different ways that you could use exit tickets. One way that I might do this is I might just type in emojis. I know I want to use emojis with my next exit ticket. And then I can go through and kind of decide which template I might like best for my exit ticket when it's coming up with emojis. So again, you can search exit tickets and you might find exactly what you're looking for. But again, sometimes I like to do a fun theme. And so if that's the case, I can come in and then I can search whatever my theme is. So if it's like a carnival theme, or if I'm trying to go with like a ticket theme, maybe try typing in tickets and you could get some fun templates as well. So great way to do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick, let's see here, so many choices, right? This is where we get lost in time. I'm going to pick, I think, this black one. Okay. So right here, we've got all of these really fun emojis that I just love. I'm going to click resize and I'm going to resize it to an 8 by 10. And then from there, I'm going to decide what layout I might want. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this guy. The next thing I like to do is I like to move Canva to a PowerPoint. So I'm going to click share and I'm going to click Google Drive. Your option might not be here because I use this option a lot. So if it's not here, you're going to go to more, and then you should have Google Drive underneath share. Once you click Google Drive, you can hit choose, and then you're going to change this drop down to a PDF or a PowerPoint. Once it's a PowerPoint, you can decide if you want all 7 slides. Yeah, I'm good with that, and I'm going to hit save. Now it's preparing my design, and I'm going to open up my Google Drive. And once I open up my Google Drive, and this works great because not all schools allowed Canva. So if your school does not allow Canva for students, don't worry, you're able to do this trick as well. Okay, so right here's my PowerPoint. I'm going to go ahead and click it open. And then now that I've got it open, maybe after it loads, I can then copy those icons over to my slideshow. So that's what we're going to do. While we're waiting for that to load, I don't know what's going on with my computer today. I want to show something as well. Stickers. So we kind of talked about stickers earlier. So if I go into Bitmoji, I could also add, I'm going to go ahead and just add this nice little picture of me onto my slide. Oh, there we go. Too many pictures of me. And then I want to go in and I'm going to get a Bitmoji as well. Okay. So, let's do this one. That's a fun one because I'm doing emojis. We're going to add it so it's like a sticker effect. So it has some white around it. So if I click on my photo, it's going to be purple around it. And now that it's purple, I'm going to click Edit Image. Now that I have Edit Image, I'm going to go down. And if you have a background, you're going to hit Remove Background. That one does not have a background. So now I'm going to go into Glow. And now that I'm in Glow, I'm going to hit these little control panel looking things. And I'm going to change the size. I'm going to do right there for now, transparency to 100 and blur to about a 1. I also want to change the black to a white. And now I can play with that size. So see that little white? I'm kind of creating that sticker feel for my students. So this could be another great way to use some sticker effect on your work. You could use it for your exit tickets or whatever else. Now I'm going to do this one where I do have a background. So if I click Edit Image, Remove Background, it's going to get rid of that grayish bluish color. And we'll see if it, there we go. And then I can hit apply. Same thing. I'm going to go down and I'm going to click glow. I'm going to hit the little control panel in the glow. I'm going to do the shape. I'm going to do transparency, and then blur is going to be a 1. And again, I'm going to change this to white. And then I'm going to play with that size of the white. Okay. But that is another way that you could do that as well. So I can remove the background, add that color, but these again can just be really fun for your students. And then again, I like to ship it to my Google. So Google Drive, close. I'm going to make it a PowerPoint, save, wait for it to do its magic. This one's ready to go. I'm going to copy these over, and I'm going to go to my Make and Slate slide deck. And I'm going to paste these in. I'm going to hit match style. And then I'm going to, again, give myself credit. And now I am ready to create my exit ticket. Now it is creating my stickers, which I'm going to grab because I want to put that on there as well for my students. Or maybe I could do like a quick, like, how do you understand with my students? Maybe we'll do that actually instead. So again, right here, I've got these little cute little stickers that I'm able to use. And then I can say, I'm going to create a new text box, I think. And then I want it to say, let's think, what do I want it to say with emojis? I'm going to just ask them how they feel. How? And I'm going to go in and make it white. How do you feel about today's lesson. And then my students will pick what emoji. And I'm going to go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to use that fun font again. I'm going to put this over here. Bring these over. And I just learned that this is called like the rubber band, where you click hold and then you have all of them highlighted. So that's kind of like your rubber band that you're able to grab. And then I want to center these so it looks perfect. Maybe not. And then I want to ask my students why. And I'm going to make like a little text box for them. Let's do white. And then they can type their answer right here. And then with the Giphy extension, this is a great extension. I can search circle. And again, students might not have access to this, or some districts do block it, so just be aware. But then I can search these little circles that I might want to use. And if so, you can search them on Canva, and you can do that same trick that we kind of did before. And then I want my students to use the circle. Oops. Then I'm going to just make it smaller, and then they can grab and circle how they feel about the lesson today. They can tell me why my Bitmoji sticker should be done. Let's go ahead and see. There it is. And then I'm just going to copy this one over. So I just click my image, Command C, come back over, and then I can paste that emoji sticker right on here, resize it, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so again, that could be one way that you create another exit ticket is with Canva and that Google way, or you could just search in Google as well. Okay, so that is just another way that you're able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to Canva. Let's create one more exit ticket because I had a fun idea. So I was working, or I saw on Twitter, this really cool idea, and I'm going to just kind of copy and paste these over. I'm working on it for something else, but right here, I'm going to go ahead and type my name in here. Again, give yourself credit. And I'm going to just copy. And that's what's great too about these make and takes is you can steal from other designs that you've kind of created. I want to do like a QR kind of rating as well. QR exit ticket. So I'm going to do like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. Transparent. Let's do transparent. And then transparent. Okay, and then I need to change my font size. And then I'm going to change these number sizes just to fit. Let's do 48. Perfect. Okay. And then I want it to say like scan me because I think I'm going to have my students do an exit ticket on Flipgrid. So this one right here is what I was working on for back to school night. So I'm going to have them open up their phone cameras, or maybe I have them open up their computer camera for this activity. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. Once they do that, they're going to point their camera at the QR code below and follow prompts. They are going to complete the video reflection. I'm going to call it flip reflection. The flip video reflection, which is going to be right here. So I'm going to grab that QR code from Flipgrid and put it right here. This could also maybe be a really good way. I just started, let me go ahead and find that too. I created a data binder yesterday that I absolutely love. Data binders have been really hard for our teachers. We tried Google Sites. it took the students way too long to get in. We've tried multiple different things, and it's just taking way too long for our students to add data, which is crazy. So with this data binder, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to, let's see here, evidence of learning. So maybe right here, I could add this little graphic for my students. So whenever they have an example that could go onto their data binder for evidence of learning, they can scan that QR code and then they could add a video response about why they're proud of their work. So maybe that could be something fun that I could start doing. Or I could have them type their response or give them a choice. So that could be a really great activity for my students to be able to kind of start to do to reflect on that evidence of learning. And then they could maybe post their video link if they wanted to, or we can link it to whatever. Okay, so again, right there, I've got that. I'm going to put the link for the data binder down in the speaker notes just so I remember that was my idea before I forget about it. And then I can go in, and now I wanted to go back to Canva, and I wanted to find like a fun background. I'm just going to type that. We'll see what pops up. Oh yeah, these are some fun ones. Okay, I really like this one. I don't know why. Right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of everything but for this fun background. Let's see how that looks on my design. So again, exit tickets can be anything. They can be paper where students are writing, digital, they could be video, but just a fun way for students to complete their reflection about the work. Okay, and then over here, I'm going to now, because I'm obsessed with those Bitmojis, I'm going to go ahead and add a page. Instead of white, I'm going to change it to black. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to search my Bitmoji. And I'm going to do like, let's see, got it. Is there like, maybe yes. Okay, that one might work. Don't understand. Trying to find like some fun Bitmojis where my students are able to rate their learning with myself. So let's go ahead. Let me think what else would be a good one. Upset, angry, maybe. This is where I like spend too much time is like deciding what I am trying to create. Okay, I'm gonna make these just a little bit smaller. That one's fun. Oh yes, I need one with the like throwing books. There we go. Okay, and then I need some more like, yes, I got it. There we go. Okay, so now that I've got my Bitmojis, I'm going to click them, hit edit image. I'm going to go down to glow. I'm going to click the command center. Size, again, we're going to kind of play with 100, 1, and then I'm going to make it white. And again, you could do it whatever color you probably wanted to do. But now I'm going to play with that size because I don't want it to be that big. Perfect. Same thing here. Glow. I'm going to go in, transparency, the blur, and make it white. Perfect. Click it, glow, and then I can play with that size in a little bit. Blur. All right, let's play with the size a little bit. Maybe not that much. Right there. Okay. This one, glow, command center. Play with that size. I'm going to make that transparency, the blur, make it white. And then I need to play with that. Oh. I mean, you can play with whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to get that sticker look for me. Okay, right there is perfect. And then this last one, glow, command center. I'm going to do my size. Oh, transparency. That's going to be huge. And then the blur, and I'm going to do white. Okay, and I'm going to play with my size now. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so now that I've got my little stickers, I'm going to hit share, Google Drive, choose. I'm going to send it as a PowerPoint again. I just need slide 2 this time. Save it. We're waiting for the magic to happen. And as I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Google Drive. And then again, I'm going to as we're waiting, it's going to go right here where my students can just do like a quick reflection. And again, I love that trick in Canva, how I can bring it as a PowerPoint, because now I'm able to click all of these individual instead of cropping them. And then I can place them onto this document. And now I've got these little stickers that I'm able to use. Maybe. And then I might throw these ones out here. And then I can tell my students to pick one. Resize it. Change the font. Center it. I'm going to change this to like a 2, I think. There we go. Perfect. And then again, my students will be able to pick how they're feeling about the lesson, and then they can maybe explain. And if my students had avatars, they might be able to create their own. We do not have Bitmoji open for our district, but you might. And so if that's the case, then students might be able to add their own. But what a fun way for students to kind of demonstrate their knowledge by QR code or by paper or by Google Slide, for students to reflect on their learning. And again, you can kind of see all of these different wonderful examples that you are also able to take and use, but also create. So find a blank slide if you haven't yet, and create and add your own resource to the slide deck, because we can't wait to see what you are creating when it comes to exit tickets. So thank you so much for joining. And again, if you want more, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'm always trying to post different things that's going on. You can also email me with any questions. Also, I have a weekly podcast with Control the Chaos. And then as always, join our Gold EDU group where you can connect with other educators. I love the community, but I think I'm a little biased. But again, it's such a great community of educators who are just willing to share. So if you have a problem, you pop it in the email, and I feel like someone always has a template or idea or resource that is there to support and help you. So again, thank you so much for joining today's session. And I cannot wait to see what you design in this giant slide deck for exit tickets, and share on Twitter your design. Oh yes, look at this one. Share your design with what you are creating on Twitter. So, and don't forget to tag me. I would love to see it and I would love to share it with the world. So again, tag me so I can retweet it and see your designs. All right, have a great day, guys.